Hi, Paul here from Trekitt on a beautiful sunny day, and rather ironically Harry has me inside the studio today in the Hereford Service Centre, but that doesn't matter because it's the best place to come and talk to you about the lovely Lowe Alpine Cholatse 32 rucksack. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, but I'm sure somebody will correct me. But anyway, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. So the Cholatse 32, we're going to tell you all about it. We're going to go through all the features. We're going to tell you about this superb pack. And yeah, so stay tuned right to the end of the video. Get to know this bad boy. It really is worth just bearing with us because there's a lot to go through here. And it's a proper serious pack that needs some proper serious attention. Okay, so before I start prattling on about all the techie stuff, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you hit the little bell icon, you'll get notifications as soon as we post any new videos. So what is it? Well, like I said in my intro, it's a proper serious pack. It's a tough, durable, super supportive, very comfortable pack designed for proper serious use. For those of us who like to go out into the hills, carrying full day's worth of kit. If you're out in the winter and you're carrying extra layers, you need a slightly bigger bag. So at 32 litres, this is kind of the perfect pack for people who like to pack a lot of stuff. I'm always accused of carrying too much stuff. I guess it harks back to days when I was in the mountain rescue team and you just had to carry loads of stuff with you because you didn't know what you were going to find. And that's kind of stayed with me, so I'm always a little bit over prepared, if you like. And I personally like this kind of size pack, that 32, 35 litres. Enables me to carry everything I need for a full day out, even in winter. And for those of us who like to go and do some wild camping, some minimalist wild camping, this is great for, even for a couple of nights out. You can get everything you need in here for a lightweight, minimalist overnight expedition. Like I said, it's durable, it's tough, it's exceptionally comfortable, and it's packed with features. So we'll go into that in more detail. But if you're after a pack that is going to serve you for many years, be very comfortable, and put up with the kind of wear and tear and abuse that you can throw at these things in the mountains, you should consider one of these. In order to put up with the kind of abuse that this pack is designed to take, Lowe Alpine have fitted it with a mixture of a tough nylon and an even tougher polyester. So throughout the main body, the kind of slightly shinier ripstop fabric here. This is a 210 denier Robic ripstop nylon. And then around the base and on the sides of the pockets and on the hip belts, where you're going to get the most wear and tear, they've used a 420D polyester. So that's a plain weave polyester, just super tough and durable, but without making the pack stupidly heavy. It's always that compromise, isn't it? You want something lightweight, but invariably you use lightweight fabrics, lightweight materials, and the pack doesn't last. Or if you want something super, super durable, the pack just weighs a ton and is unpleasant to carry. But the Cholatse 32 sits right in the middle, so it's not too heavy, but it is still durable enough to give it a hard time, basically, without having to worry too much about it breaking, wearing out, etc., etc. So talking of that, I will don my spectacles and grab the scales, and we'll weigh this bad boy and see how much it weighs. Right, I've got my gigs on. I've got my little scales fired up. And this is showing me, this has got a weight of 1.5 kilos. That's 1,500 grams. Or 3.3 pounds, as it rather handily says on this little scale. So there you go. Not lightweight, not like racing snake light, not stupid light, but sensibly durable and light. The fabric is also treated with Lowe Alpine's proprietary HydroShield treatment. HydroShield, clues in the name, isn't it? Hydro, water, shield, protection. So yeah, it just adds a kind of a DWR, durable water repellency, to the fabric. Doesn't make the pack waterproof, but it does mean that if it's raining, it beads up, it runs off, it doesn't soak in. Ideally, if you want to keep your contents dry, I'm a massive fan of using dry bags to organise and to keep your kit safe and clean and dry. Alternatively, there is a rain cover fitted at the bottom of the pack if you want to pop that on if you know it's going to be raining. But personally, I prefer the dry bag route. I think it's a better option. But there you go. Yeah, a nice, well-constructed bag that is sensibly light. Right, let's talk about the back system. The back system is the fundamental part of any rucksack, and getting this bit right will determine the fit and the comfort and the carry of the pack. So Lowe Alpine have used their Air Contour Plus system. And basically that means that it's really just more than just kind of the air breathy bit on the back here. It's all about how the whole thing integrates through into the hip belt, through into the shoulder straps, creating a complete system that works in harmony with you when you're walking and transfers the load superbly through to this really substantial and excellent load-bearing hip belt. And that is helped by a flat bar aluminium frame which sits inside the pack, which the shoulder harness is attached to, which allows the bag a little bit of flex, not a huge amount, just enough to keep it kind of fluid on your body, but transferring all of that weight off your shoulders down into this lovely hip belt. And you can see that the hip belt is all one piece, runs through here, great big lumbar pad, and then that blends up into the shoulder harness. Again, all one piece through here, so minimal stitching. All of the contact areas are in this really soft, perforated, kind of open mesh foam type fabric, which is really comfortable if you're just wearing lightweight layers, but also actively pulls the moisture away from your skin and breathes. So it's more comfortable to wear in hotter conditions. And that's also enhanced by this kind of open mesh which sits away from this slotted EVA foam panel on the back. Again, all about kind of stability, support, but also breathability and comfort. And then you've got a huge air channel that is created here, and really that helps to move the air through that lower part of your back, obviously depending on where the back system sits, because this back system is adjustable. So it's stocked in one size, that's a medium to large, but you do get a large amount of adjustment up and down. It's really simple, and I really like this adjustment system. So you've got the bottom of the shoulder harness here section is all, you've got hooky bit on there and the loopy bit on there, so you've got a Velcro adjustment, and the whole shoulder harness just slides up and down on those twin stays. You see that? And you can just get that into the right position, drop it down, push it into place, and that is fixed. This hook and loop system's got massive shearing forces, so it's you know, you're not going to be able to pull this. It's not going to move, but you just put your hands under that, pull it up, adjust it, and get it in the right place. And getting it in the right place is really, really, really important, particularly with a bag like this where it's anticipated you're going to be carrying, you know, a reasonable amount of weight, so up to sort of 10, 15, maybe 20 kilos in here. So you want to make sure that the bag is fitting you properly, hence the adjustment. If you're unsure about how to fit a pack properly, Harry will put a link up here somewhere, or maybe here, I don't know, maybe there, I don't know, it's up to Harry. But he'll put a link here somewhere through to one of our videos that Hannah did, which explains exactly how to fit your rucksack properly. So go watch it, it's really important. Right, let's work through the features. Bear with me, this is quite a long section, so I'll try and get through this as quickly as possible, and Harry will put close-ups of everything throughout the video. So whilst we're on the back system, feature set on here, you've got some really nice top tensioner straps just to keep those shoulder straps in the right position and help to transfer the load through them. You've got a fully adjustable sternum strap, and on this side of the buckle you have a little whistle. I won't blow it, put my spit all over it, that'd be just unhygienic, wouldn't it? But there you are. So that's just, and I really like the way that Lowe Alpine do their sternum strap adjustment. It's at first looks a little fiddly, but it's actually quite simple to do, and it just means that it's very simply putting a little toggle through a daisy chain set of loops on each side of the sternum strap. And once it's done, it's done. You don't have to adjust it unless somebody else is going to use the pack, obviously. Down onto this lovely hip belt, you've got two big hip belt pockets. And the nice thing about these is that they maintain their shape even when the hip belt's done up nice and tight, because the forward pull hip belt strap runs underneath them. So when you tighten the hip belt up, the pockets maintain their shape. Genius one from Lowe Alpine. And the strap for the hip belt, as you can see here, runs through to the outside of the base of the pack. Now this is a really interesting feature, because what that does is it doesn't kind of buckle up the hip belt, buckle as in, you know, distort, that's a better word. It doesn't distort the hip belt when you pull it tight. It maintains the integrity of the shape of the hip belt, so that stays nice and firm onto your hip, but it pulls the base of the pack in tighter and really locks the load into position on your hips. So if you've got a lot of weight, you really want to pull that in tight and make sure it's secured in that area of your back. So that's a really interesting feature, and I like the way that Lowe Alpine have done that. Okay, so let's move it. So you've got hip belt pocket either side, forward pull hip belt. And let's go on, continue with pockets. So on either side of the bag, you've got these mesh pockets with a polyester overlay. Again, just to help with the durability. If you've got, for instance, a metal bottle in the hip belt pocket and you're thrutching around and that's rubbing against the rock, against the hard side of the bottle, it's much more durable than just one of those little lightweight stretches. The lightweight stretch is underneath, but they've cleverly used a polyester panel over the top, which is linked in with the compression. So again, when you compress the strap on the side here, it pulls that panel over the top even further, really wraps the contents in nice and tight. So great feature there on the pocket. So that's the same both sides. Moving down to this side here, you've got an additional compression straps. You've got those ones down at the bottom, and then both sides you've got compression straps up at the top. They just help to stabilize the load, particularly if the pack is partially full. And the top compression straps also create a little loop. So there's a little plastic tag here which allows you to create a loop which facilitates on this side the head locker system for an ice axe, and on this side the tip grippers for your walking poles. So you've got walking pole attachment, dual walking pole attachment there with a loop up at the top, and then you've got a single ice axe loop down at the bottom here with a loop up at the top on the compression strap. And whilst we're on this side of the pack, you can get into the pack with a big side access zip, which unzips like so. Just unbuckle that compression strap, and there you go. You can get access to, in this case, some pillow inserts. But if you did have some useful kit in there, you could get quickly access to your first aid kit or to your over trousers or anything you want to get to quickly without having to go down through the top of the pack. It's a really great feature. Harry and I are both big fans of that, particularly if you've got lots of different things in your pack and you just want to grab something quickly. And then further storage on the front, you've got this huge stretchy front pocket, again with this nylon overlay just to protect it from abrasion, but it does stretch and bellow out, and that is attached to the side compression strap. So if you want to open this out more, you just slacken off the side compression strap, and that allows oodles of space, loads of space in there. You could stuff your wet over trousers, your grotty gaiters in there if you weren't wearing them. You just shove them in there. Anything wet and grotty that you want to keep out of the main contents of the pack. And because you've got these stretchy side mesh panels on there, it'll breathe and it'll dry out a little more quickly. And the advantage of tying this front panel to the compression straps is that when they're tight, they don't just kind of pinch in at the side. They actually pull this whole panel into the bag, so it kind of compresses the whole bag. Kind of works like squeezing it like that rather than just pinching up at the top. So again, it keeps the compression nice and even throughout the pack. Genius from Lowe Alpine. And then this rather fetching blue trim is there, not just to be some fetching blue trim, but it's also a little daisy chain, some loops on here, so if you had some accessory cord or some lightweight bungee cord, you could create some external storage on there. If you've got like a bulky foam sleep mat, you just want to pop it on the outside of the bag. or crampons, for instance. If they're in a crampon bag, you could attach those on there with a bungee system. Anything like that. Personally, I'm not a massive fan of loads of things hanging off the outside of a rucksack, but if you do want to stash something there, you do have that option. Okay, moving up to the top, you've got a big pocket up at the top here, really handy for, you know, like your GPS, binoculars, sandwiches, Mars bars, other chocolate confectionery bars are available. But yeah, nice big stash pocket up at the top, and then you've also got a grab handle for grabbing, would you believe? Who'd have thought it? The other access into the pack is through your traditional top, so you've got two top tension straps here on quick release buckles, and then under the lid you have another pocket, zip pocket there, and that's, you've got your little key clip in there. So this is kind of your security pocket. Pop your wallet in here, pop your phone, pop your car keys, stick them in there. And rather handily, there's an SOS panel on here, which does hint at the kind of the seriousness of this pack. It is designed to be out in the mountains, you know, out in the wilds. So should, heaven forbid, you do need to summon assistance, it tells you what to do on that little panel there. Okay, moving up to the top entrance, you've got a top tension strap, which is kind of tied into the main fabric through this little panel at the top. So when you pull this in, it pulls this over the top, wraps it over the top, and again helps to compress and stabilise the load. And you've got plenty of strap there, so if you want to put a rope through here, maybe again put your crampons on here, you could put that underneath. Now the lid doesn't float, it's a fixed lid, so obviously if you've got something big and bulky under there, you're going to have to, you know, stretch the lid up over the top. But it's there as an option, or you can just use it for compression to keep the load under control. Now entry, you've got this lovely tough snow gaiter, water gaiter, whatever you would call it, up on the top here. And you've got this neat system of a little buckle, captivated buckle, and a webbing loop. So the easy way to get in is to grab both bits of webbing, like so, and pull. And that instantly gives you access to your pillow fillers, which I shall dispose of at this point. 3 of them. So there's your main entrance into the pack. And inside here, you have got a hydration sleeve, and this will take up to any size of hydration. It'll take, you know, 3 litre big old hydration sleeve. And there's a little Velcro tab up at the top here, just to pop through the top of the bladder, stop it sliding down if it's half empty. Just keeps the top of the bladder at the top of the pack. The hose pops out of, which side is it? This side. Pops out through a little hole here, and then can be captivated on the shoulder strap with a little elastic loop. You probably can't see that, but there you go, like that. Now inside here, and this is a question that we often get asked, is there's a zip, and it hasn't got a puller on it. It's just a zip puller, a zip, you know, thing, no puller on it, and you can undo it if you kind of fiddle about with it. And people often wonder why it's there. And the reason it's there is that it allows Lowe Alpine, when they're making the pack, when they've stitched it all together, to put the frame in. So if you unzip it, you can see the frame on the inside. You don't need to do that. You can just leave it alone and ignore it. It's not for storage or anything. It's not some secret compartment. It's literally just there to allow Lowe Alpine to get the frame into the finished sewn product, basically. And then right down at the bottom, you've got another little zip compartment with a nice bright rain cover inside with a luminous, not luminous, that's wrong, a reflective, that's what it is, it's reflective, logo on. So if you're yumping around in the dark, or if you're walking on some road sections at night, you've got your rain cover on, you've got a nice big reflective logo on the back of the rain cover. So that's it. I've pretty much rattled through that. We'll do some close-ups. But yeah, packed with features, and all of them really useful and well thought out. You can really see the kind of Lowe Alpine's heritage and experience and knowledge going into the design and the features of this pack. It's just super practical, super useful. I like it. It's a great pack. So thanks very much for watching. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to go back out into the sunshine now. But if you have any questions or comments, pop them in the section below. Harry and I are always happy and often amused at your comments. It's always good to hear from you. So thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Toodaloo.